Are you listening? Damn.
Would you rather date somebody with a really bad kid or date somebody with like a terrible baby dad?
Oh, man. All right, let's dig into this a little bit. Let's dig into this.
And I done had a few different women be like, "Hey, what's up with us? What's up with us? What's up with us?" I don't know. What's up with us? You tell me. I'm still trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Black-ish and not a lot, but some of the Black TV shows that are coming out aren't even for a Black audience.
Yeah.
It's like Black people can watch it, but this is really for white people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't like it.
Yeah. I just got some type of fucking in my system. I was like, man, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, this shit is not working for me. I'm tired. I'm trying to be like other people, and was just low key and just chill. I'm like so much more happy. Like once you get the fucking in your system, it's so
you just
much,
don't
so
care
much,
anymore.
Don't
it's
care.
easy going.
We need to find a middle ground to not just end somebody's entire livelihood because we felt like it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of the problem I have with it.
We haven't found that balance of raising our children and also while raising our children, raising ourselves as well, you know?
Now that's dumb as fuck on her position because like keeping it a buck. What's going on, everybody? This is your man Jamm, and this is another episode of the Keep It a Buck podcast. Today, got my partner in crime, Xavier Jones, with me. What's going on, man?
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? How you doing, Jamm? Long time no see. Long time no talk.
Man, this boy chilling in the white man world, man. Trying to make it out, this boy. And you already know how it is, man. Trying to survive from all these niggas coughing and sneezing and shit, man.
Man, trying to stand too close to you and whatnot. Man, nobody want to follow the rules. Trying to make their own rules, man.
The numbers been going up, making niggas hella nervous and shit, man. Niggas ain't trying to deal with all that. Man, but I'm glad to be working at least, and we can have some money going in.
Yeah,
some
at
people,
least
it's rough right now for some people.
Yeah, it could always be worse.
It could always be worse, but shit, I sure is tired of it. That's one thing, I sure am tired of it. But you know how we do it here. We hit off the show with one main topic that we go talk about, or have a real in-depth discussion with. Then for the rest of the show, we're just gonna fuck around with some cool, funny internet shit. So our main topic for today is marriage and monogamy still a thing? Is it still worth it? So what do you think on the topic?
Personally, I think I would personally think it's up to the person, like the individual. You know, it's billions of people on the planet, so it'll be a different question for each billion person. Personally, in my own life, I'm leaning away from it, you know, for my own reasons. You know, I think shit I just been thinking about the past couple of days. Just like relationships I had in the past and the things I observed from other people. I don't feel as if it's an absolute, because we've been taught. I want to say this too before everything gets started. I'm only speaking for myself and my observation.
Gotta cover your ass.
I have to. I'm not speaking on the behalf of all men. I'm not speaking on the behalf of all black men. I'm speaking for Xavier Jones. So what I have seen and what I've experienced and observed is that monogamy is more so like a trinket than, you know, something that's. It's all different from each person I've seen and observed. It's not as important. It's more so like having a lap dog, having like something sweet in your kitchen that you can show off to everybody, not something that two people coming together to, you know, to achieve this monogamous goal. But like I said, I think it's necessary if you want it to be necessary, but it's not an absolute. It's not, from what I've seen and experienced, they tell you that if you want to be happy, if you want to secure a future, you have to have a monogamous relationship with somebody. And I personally don't think that's 100% correct. I think there's truth to it. A monogamous relationship, it can potentially bring out the best of you, but that's not the only end all be all that will bring out the best of you.
Yeah, I think well, for disclaimer for everybody, I don't know, I am married. I think we don't talk enough about relationships in general, like in an honest way and everything. Really talk about like the nuance of relationships, and like really stressing the point that every relationship is different, you know, and that if every person is different in their own individual way, then as a consequence of that, every relationship is going to be different. So I think monogamy. I don't think everybody should strive. Well, I don't think everybody should strive for a monogamous relationship or for marriage in general, because like that shit ain't for everybody. Like keeping it a buck, like keeping it a buck. I mean, the shit it's just not for everybody. Like, you have to have, in my opinion, I think you have to have a really good understanding of yourself before you get into like a serious like one-on-one type of relationship, because the stuff that a relationship with one person is going to bring out of you is going to be different from a relationship that you might have with like more than one person, you know. And like in the marriage, like at first I was anti-marriage. First I didn't want to get married and everything. I'm like, man, this shit don't really mean shit. It's nothing but a relationship that we just signed a contract and shit like that. That's all it really was. To me at first, before I got married, before I was ready to get married, then I had to start thinking about it. I started thinking about it in a different way, as in I started taking it more seriously when I was thinking. It's gonna sound dark, but when I was thinking about like what legacy am I gonna leave down, you know, like for my future children. And how to be remembered by, like, with me getting married, is like I'm giving, and I'm ensuring that like I have something, you know, like this person can create something that we can give, you know, like, so it make it easier for me and this other person to create something to give to our children and shit. But outside of that, I started looking at the significance of it. Like, it's not just, well, I'm just signing like a contract. And, you know, like we just go into like with the government and shit like that. Start seeing that it has a deep significance in it. It's like I'm trusting this person to, like, if I look like I'm on my deathbed and this touch and go, I'm giving this person the authority, like, to pull the plug, and you know, like I'm giving the final say, like, to this person. You know, like I'm giving. Like, if anything happened, you know, I'm giving this person the right to my wealth, the right to anything I create, you know. So it's like,
literally trusting that one person with your heart.
Yeah, like with everything I do, it literally my name, you know, like literally giving my name. Like anything I do, you know, like this person has from this point onward have like an actual physical stake in it, you know. You know, whether it be like, say, like if I'm on my deathbed, the type of wealth that I produce and everything, like it's within both of our interests. Like she has like an actual stake in everything, like, and I'm giving her that importance over like my mom, you know, over the rest of my family and everything. So it's like like if like I'm going to the doctor and some shit, like they gonna ask her like shit. They gonna look if her and my mom. If my wife and my mom is like at the hospital and everything, with like they asking Roberta, they asking my wife, they gonna look over mom. They're like, that's cool. What do you want to do, man? like for real, like that's cool. Like, what do you want to do, Mrs. Governson? You know, like like I said, literally giving my name like as an extension like of myself. Everything, you know, I could give, you know, is
to the next person. And you have to. You know, all of that is it was beautiful, bro. And that no bullshit. That shit touched my heart. And it's real. I know it's real. And everybody, I'm not gonna say everybody. A vast majority of people want that, but they don't want to work to get to that. You know, they kind of just want that, and they just want it. They just want to turn on the faucet and then the water come out with all those, you know. But it's a lot more complicated than that. And I think that comes to like I've been thinking about this shit for like literally for like the whole year. I just been having a monogamy crisis, I can call it.
Yeah, what's been going on there?
I'm just just trying to figure out what's for me and why it's for me.
That's some good questions to ask.
And one thing I've noticed is that we don't have a lot of relationship education. We don't know what relationships are or what kind of relationships are available. Human nature is so, we were blessed with free will, but we got free will with very limited options, which doesn't make no fucking sense. But I guess that's humanity, don't make no sense.
Yeah.
So we can think from 0 to 100, but as far as I was, concerned, brought up from, dating age to maybe about 23, 24, it was monogamy. You need to find one person, and that needs to be your end all be all. But with this big ass thinking range that humanity has, that just doesn't make sense. And like I said, personally, I've probably been in 2 like serious committed monogamous relationships in my life. Both of them yielded different results and different outcomes, but that kind of, I wanted to marry those 2 women. Like, I can tell you right now that those 2 women, they know who they are, that I wanted to marry them. And one situation didn't work out, the other situation didn't work out, and I kind of realized that my feelings were real hurt, and I had a lot invested into these relationships. Okay. And I figured, like, I felt like I was getting a divorce. And I feel like I got a divorce minus all the legal trouble about it. And I just felt like, personally, even then I was younger at those times too. So now at 27, my last 2017, that was the last like monogamous, like we're together type relationship I was in. And I kind of got to get out of that. But I feel like as I'm older, I feel as if that puts you in a box kind of way of thinking.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of times where I was just thinking about them, but I wasn't thinking about myself. Not even like in a selfish way, but my life was motivated into what I can do for
other
them.
people. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, for other people.
Yeah, and
once I kind of got, I don't want to say a poly mindset, but once I got to questioning monogamy, I should say. That's the way I can say I'm questioning monogamy. I just I got to think, my results were different too. Once I realized too, once I wasn't pushing for monogamy, or once monogamy wasn't in my heart at all, like I was getting different results from women. And I talked to all pretty decent women. I can't say, just good women, I should say. I'm not gonna throw nobody under the bus. But it was different. Like once I realized, this was when I was younger too, though. So now everybody's a little bit older. When I was striving for monogamy, the universe was making it a lot complicated for me. Like, I want to be one with you. Why are you making it so hard to be one? Now, when I kind of branched away from it, like I said, questioning it, I had a few different women would be like, hey, what's up with us? What's up with us? What's up with us? I don't know. What's up with us? You tell me. Shit. I'm still trying to figure this out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like it's I think you're asking yourself the right questions. Like, I think we put because of the American dominant culture and religion and everything, that we only view relationships as, one part, like 2 people, like that's it. And I'm not suggesting that everybody just go out and fuck around with everybody. Like, exactly. that monogamous relationship is done. Like, no, like I'm in a happy monogamous relationship. Like I said, I'm married very happily. But it's just like not enough people. I think because of the whole cultural aspect, not enough people try to since they didn't know other shit was possible, or didn't think other shit was possible. They try to force themselves to be in some shit that they might not need to be in,
Exactly.
So you gotta, like, you definitely, and like, it's not like, and it's not even like being in a monogamous relationship is a cakewalk, or being in like a polyamorous relationship is a cakewalk. Like, it's nothing. It's not, nothing good comes easy. Like, I really hate when, like, talking about like, polyamorous relationships, like relationships with multiple people, included in it is like it's always viewed from like a sexual standpoint. It's not viewed the whole emotional and like attachment parts. Those are never really explored, nor is it really talked about or viewed in a way where it's just like it's normally viewed as like one dude and two women. It's not talked about in the reverse as like with a woman and two men. And it's normally only talked about with like three people. It's not talked about. Sometimes there'll just be like 4 or 5 people, you know. And like like nobody actually takes the time, in my opinion, really for like the mainstream to really like look into like what really goes into it. Like sometimes it can be the relationship where it can be like let's say like a dude with 2 women, right? Like it can be a dude that got like 2 wives or 2 girlfriends, and both of the girlfriends are like intimate with him, but they're not intimate with each other. You know, or he can, or like one of the dude could be intimate, like physically intimate with one person, but not physically intimate like with another one of the person. And, or like the 2 women can be physically intimate with each other, and like he has an emotional connection, like with both of them. You know, or then you add in like another person and shit. Like nobody like really like talks, really like talks about those types of like of relationships.
I got a prop somewhere in my office that can. It's like this,
hey,
right?
I got my hoodie on too. My boy a little worn down from wearing it. Yeah, my boy worn down from wearing it, but I got my boy.
Relationships are like this, like a dice roll.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And that we don't. So I had my career in education for a couple years, and just so I can be fucking at work hungry, waiting for the bell to ring, just sad, just because I'm hungry. And the kid will walk up to me and say, "Mr. Jones, what's wrong?" "Oh, nothing. We're going to find you a girlfriend soon." You see the upset look on my face. Yeah. You assume that I naturally am upset because I don't have a girlfriend. So these are kids I'm talking to. So we've all kind of been indoctrinated that, that monogamy or just, another person, one other person is just the key to making you happy and the key to your success.
Yeah, it's like the same.
Like you said, that's not the reality of the world we live in. As much as you might try to force it or push it, there are other options available, and those other options might work out better for a different person.
I mean, like, I think it's a multitude of reasons, but I do think it's one of the reasons why a lot of marriages fail. I really do. Like, not to say that's like the only reason, because I don't. I think it's other reasons I might be like that play a bigger role into that statistic.
What do you personally think the biggest reasons that marriages fail?
People aren't emotionally. The main thing I think why marriages fail, people get into relationships when they're not ready to get into relationships. I think that's the number one thing. Yeah, that people aren't, because in all honesty, you have to be cool. You have to get good with yourself first before you can let like another person like in any type of like serious way. I mean, you can get in a relationship with somebody and still have like a bunch of like insecurities and everything. But if you don't know those insecurities, and if you haven't like flushed it out with yourself, what you like, what you don't like, what's like like starters for you and everything, then your relationship isn't gonna work out. Like if you haven't like confronted your insecurities in any type of serious way, I don't think your relationship is gonna go out. Because being in a in a one-on-one relationship it's gonna bring any relationship. It's gonna bring out you're gonna get tested. Like you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit with some shit that you wasn't like expecting. You're gonna find out about yourself. Like like the other person is gonna come at you. Like it's gonna tell you about yourself. Like just plain and simple. It's like gonna tell you about yourself. Like look, like you do this and you do this, and like this isn't good. Like for me, it's not good. For us, then and if you're not emotionally like secure enough to receive that shit, then the relationship not gonna go nowhere, and it requires you as well, like, and it works vice versa. Like if you're not like emotionally sound enough to tell like the other person, like look, like you doing this and you doing that, like that's not working for me, and you know, and it's not working like for us. I feel like as a whole, you gotta be secure enough in yourself to say that shit, because you can't be too, you know, like walking on your toes, don't want to like break no eggshells, or don't want to hurt the other person's like feelings, you know. So when you withhold that shit in, then now like, you know, you just unhappy, living unhappy because you too afraid to say some shit that needs to be said, you know. Yeah. So you got to be able to say this shit, like, and you got to be able to receive it at the same time. You know, most people aren't in a like okay enough position with themselves first before they jump into like more so serious relationships, like where it's going to be demanding on both sides, you know, where it's going to be emotionally demanding.
Metaphorically be able to take punches and give punches.
Yeah, it's going and it's not like punches out of hate or out of spite and nothing like that. It's just like you going to just find out about yourself, find out some shit. Like I had a bad problem of being like I'm trying to think of the word like nonchalant. It's not like like nonchalant a lot of shit. Like apathetic. That's the word I'm looking for. Like apathetic. Like so it can be some shit going on. Or like she can bring some shit to me, and I'm just be like, all right, cool. You know, like I'm not giving like the type of responses or I'm coming across as like I don't care, or I'm disengaged about what's going on, and that's a problem, you know. Like it's just, like, especially like she's sitting down, she's pouring out like her heart to me about everything, about some shit, and I'm just like, cool. You know, like that shit ain't gonna work, you know.
I get your ass beat, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You gonna do that shit.
Yeah, but like it's not. But like for me, it's like it's not coming from like no from malicious place or anything, or anything like that. It was just like yeah, well, like it's a sense of like being like apathetic. So I had to get out of that, because that's not helpful, you know. Like even though I felt like at first like it wasn't a problem. Like I said, you got to be cool enough with yourself to recognize like, all right, I don't think like this might have been a big deal or anything like that, but I gotta recognize this is causing like emotional distress on her, which is causing emotional distress on our relationship, and I want our relationship to work. So if I want our relationship to work, I need to change this shit, since it's about me. I'm the only one that can control that shit, you know.
So once again, I want to say to the world, this is what it takes for. I'm not gonna say 100%. If you follow his strategy 100%, you're gonna find yourself in a happy monogamous relationship. But these are the things that's needed for a relationship to work.
Yeah, it's like it's not always gonna be, you know, like just sunshine, you know, like roses and shit like that. Like I said, it is like being in any type of serious like relationship, because y'all both are two different people, you know. So you both had different. You might both have like different wants before y'all got in a relationship. Might have different like views on shit before you got into like a relationship. Like that just wasn't like found out about. And like once you're in a relationship with somebody, especially if you around the same age, y'all growing together, so y'all becoming different people together, you know. So it like it's gonna be times where y'all just not gonna click on some shit, but where the more important thing comes in is how do you resolve that shit, you know. Like that's the thing. Like you can't always be arguing everything like to get over some shit. You know, like you gotta like say, you gotta be cool with yourself, and you gotta be because if you're not cool with yourself too, which is not talked about enough, you're not gonna be honest. You know, because honesty requires authenticity. So you gotta be authentic, you know, like enough with yourself, so you can be honest about some shit that's bothering you, some shit that you seeing and everything. Now you can be wrong in what you think like you seeing and everything, but you gotta be honest. Like I can say like, oh, I think like I can like take it upon myself. Like niggas do this shit all the time. Like, oh, something wrong with her. She feeling some type of way. You know, she feeling some type of way about what I said or what I did. You know, that made me feel some type of way. So now I'm just going like try like ignore her or some shit, or I'm not about to fuck with her for a little bit, or I'm about to act, or I'm about to be in my feelings about it. You know, that can be something that you honestly feel like what it is, but if you're not honest, like expressing those emotions, you can find out like, no, nothing wrong. I'm just thinking about some other shit. So that's why she was acting like that. So now, so you acting off some bullshit that you just thought up in your head. You know, like you created the whole situation to yourself because you wasn't brave enough like to go out, talk to her, find out. You know, or might hear some shit you're not ready to hear or you don't want to hear. You know, but that's what it takes, you know, in order for you to have like a healthy, you know, like relationship, you know.
And from your POV as a man, how long have you and Roberta been married?
We're going on 5 years next year, so 4 right now. But going on 5
okay, sweet. So from your POV of a almost married for 5 years black man in America, how many people have you observed have those qualities that it would take to maintain a relationship, like with themselves and with, you know, the relationship? Like what's the percentage of the percentage of the people you've seen with those qualities that has what it actually takes?
I haven't seen that many, honestly. Like I can't like put a number on it. Like I haven't seen that many. The thing that saddens me is that I think I've seen more women that hit that point than men that hit that point, but in the same breath, I understand why. I think I got a good understanding of like why you see more women that hit that point with themselves instead of men. I think that's because it's how we're raised in society, how we're brought up in society. You know, like even like from birth. Like from being like a kid and everything, like girls are when a young girl cries, she's immediately consoled. You know, like she's picked up. You know, like asking like what's wrong. And they're trying to resolve the reason why she's crying. You know, so that like in that action and doing that, that's validating whatever emotions, you know, that the girl has. You know, so it off rip, you're starting to teach her to understand her emotions and know her emotions are important, and like more things that girls like consume like coming up are more so emotionally based. So it's easy. So they start to establish emotional maturity a lot quicker than boys do. So when we got like a boy, you see a boy cry and everything. Oh, it ain't that bad. Quit crying. I'm like, come on, like boys don't cry. You know, hit like you. The niggas they'll hit the little nigga in the chest. No, boys don't cry. Try doing some shit that make him cry more. Like, nah, boys, you straight. Like you straight. like damn, nigga, like I'm already crying. You gonna beat me now too? Shit, like, but that's the shit that go on. You know, so in doing that, like saying this shit happens from when we kids. So in doing that when we kids, we teaching boys like subconsciously like teaching boys, all right, your emotions aren't something like to be had, you know. Now I'm not saying like you're supposed to be going around like just crying about everything, like no, but I'm saying like
there is two very different emotional lessons.
Yeah, it is like several things like because and that type of shit is like it's just like how we validate girls' emotions as they grow up and like to adulthood. We invalidate boys' emotions when they grow up. So boys, like and men, you know, like when it comes like to dating, we start off like lacking. A lot of us start off lacking emotional maturity, the same emotional mature level like as girls do. Like people say that girls mature like faster than boys. I don't think that's necessarily true. I just think that girls grow up having more emotional maturity than boys because of how we were raised like in our society, in our culture and our society and everything. And I'm not saying like I was you know like not subject to that because like I was doing the same shit, you know, like same shit. That's how I'm having foresight. I mean I have like hindsight, you know. So I'm looking back and shit like yeah I was just fuck shit doing that, you know. Like it takes. I think in my case I was able to get more emotional maturity because I was alone a lot. So I was by my when I wasn't like helping out like at home with my mom or my sisters and everything like that. I was just chilling out in my room a lot by myself. So being in solitude a lot, I was just in my head a lot. So that gave me an opportunity to explore myself, explore my thoughts, explore my emotions a little bit more than most people. I didn't have any brothers either. And I was the oldest, so that's put me in like a special position that most other dudes are, you know. So like most other dudes, a lot of people like they're they like will have other brothers and stuff, so they're taking their cues, you know, from, you know, like from the sibling, or like if they have, like, let's say you're the oldest and you have like a younger brother, you at that point sometimes the people get in their head like, okay, I got to portray a certain thing for like for the younger brother, so like it's still not giving them like an opportunity to really explore themselves, see how they feel about some shit, you know, like explore their own like emotions, and to reach their own level of emotional like maturity and everything, and be emotionally articulate to explain like their emotions, explain some shit, you know, and when they in situations know, or when how I should feel during this situation, how I should feel during this situation. I think that's I think that's the reason why a lot of dudes, when niggas get hit with some shit that's uncomfortable, niggas get antsy and ready to fight some shit like that's like niggas would just like retreat, like niggas will physically retreat, get hit with some shit that's uncomfortable, like something like if dudes that's like, if you're not like if dudes like let's say like a conversation about like homosexuality, like you and your dudes friends like talking, and like a topic of homosexuality come up, you can see dudes that will be like physically like uncomfortable, literally back up, like they'll physically like retreat, because a lot of dudes aren't at the level. Like I said, I'm not saying it's like it's even like their fault. It's just a lot of people aren't at the level where they have that emotional maturity, you know, to be able to explore themselves like that. So
for what I'm hearing is that we all just need it needs to start from zero, from when you're born. We need to really start validating everybody's feelings.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the same, because we are men and they are women, so it's always going to be a difference. But I said a boy's feelings need to be validated a little bit different.
I would say
things need to be taught.
I would say I wouldn't say necessarily I would say they need to be validated and to know that they're important. I think the difference should come in how, and teach them how to express their emotions. You know, express, you know, like their emotions, express like what's like acceptable and shit, and like leave it up to them too to figure out what type of person they want to be.
Yeah.
You know, like but yeah, I think it's just teaching them how to express their emotions is a thing where I feel like it may differ between man and woman, but like understanding that your emotions is important. I think that should be like baseline. Like your how you feeling like emotions is exactly like your happiness isn't less than her happiness. You know, your sadness isn't less than her sadness. You know.
As a young man, I had to teach myself the opposite of what you just said. So growing up, like I said, when I had these relationships and all of these, you know, anything before now, I had always felt, and even for a little bit, I still do, that my feelings her feelings hold more weight. Like my feelings really just gotta wait for her to get done filling out.
Yeah.
And just how I feel right now.
I mean, it's not a. I don't like you. You definitely are not alone on that. Like, so I felt that way like as well. I've even felt that way before, like in my marriage and shit. And I had to, you know, like talk to Roberta about it. You know, we had to like talk to each other, you know, about to see like it's been like shit like I said, like shit I had to unlearn about myself and shit. You know, that's why I said like anytime like I'll talk about like shit like from a male perspective, I always want to like include myself in there and make sure like I'm not like saying like, oh, this is just these niggas, I'm straight. Like, no, like we all in the same motherfucking boat. Like, only reason I think I have a little bit more clarity, or I can articulate some shit a little bit better, because like I feel like I've come out of it out of some like aspects of it, so I got like hindsight on, so I know where I was fucking up at, so I want to be able to give like that information out to niggas so they can develop, you know, like the same type of skills and shit. But yeah, I was like in my own, like, since I've been married, like, I felt like the same shit. Like, I think that's a whole consequence of that shit. Like, especially when as a dude having to have like the weight of being taught the weight of being like the caretaker and the provider and everything like that. Having that be like the standard, always being like just those, particularly those two things being like the standard, you know, for manhood. That as a consequence, that puts other people's emotional like feelings like above yours, you know. And I think we have a problem of not talking to enough. We don't have like a lot, which is fucking crazy. Like now as an adult thinking back on it, it's crazy. We get a lot of our relationship advice from single niggas, like from people that's not in like marriages. We don't get a lot of like relationship advice from actually married people.
Man,
you
you
know,
wanna know what married people tell me? Don't get married. No,
Don't
I'm not even like what you
don't
just
get married
said.
to
Like,
you.
that's crazy as hell.
Yeah, like
But
yeah, I mean
man,
it's real because everybody not ready for marriage. You know,
I think,
like,
and that's the whole thing. I think we need to be. It's not okay. It's okay to not be ready.
yes, it definitely is.
In my own life experiences, I have people they kind of try to coerce me into it. Just not even like the women that I may or may not talk to, just like outsiders.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you don't have to be ready for everything. You just got to jump into it. Like this is an entire life altering decision.
Exactly. Like this is not that, my nigga. Like that's one thing a lot of marriages fail. You know, like niggas wasn't ready. You know, jumped into the shit, so a lot of them failed. And I think we push as a society. We push women to want to get married, like to think that marriage is like what you're supposed to be doing. You know, so like they pressure men, like try to pressure men into getting married and shit. You know, like neither one is helpful. like neither one is helpful.
Yeah, exactly. And just because she's pressuring him doesn't necessarily mean she's ready.
Exactly. Like she might just be thinking that she's ready. Like, because a lot of women would think like, all right, we've been rocking for however long. We need to be married now. I feel like we should be married by this time. You know, we've been dating for this amount of time, or I'm this age. I feel like we should be married now. Like, no. Like, if he's not ready, don't get married. You said what?
Like, did she communicate that with the person? Like, I think everything needs to be talked about like beforehand. Yeah. So if she wants to get married, if they come into the situation and friends with benefits, and he's on the fence about being married, he can do without it, and she knows she 100% wants to get married, those are things they should communicate before the first, before shit start getting real. Yeah. Because once that happened, then you kind of stuck with each other for it's a lot harder to shake this person off after that. Yeah. But even if you don't talk to him no after, you're still gonna think about that motherfucker. You was better off just having this conversation with him, getting some clarity, and just saving everybody the time and the trouble.
And I definitely think everybody should do that. But even before that, like, so I don't think you should really be fucking with anybody like in no type of serious way until you get cool with yourself. Because even if that like be the case, right? Because we all know some shit like this. I'm about to say that happened. Like, dude can end up telling the girl, look, I ain't really trying to be like serious, nothing like that. I'm just trying to like kick it with you and shit, and like not really trying to be in a relationship. And the girl in her head, she be like, all right, cool, like that's fine with me. But in her head, she thinking I can change his mind as we go on. I'll be able to change him. Now that's dumb as fuck on her position, because like keeping it a buck. He telling you straight up, like, this is what I want. Like, not really trying to do shit else, like this is the level that I'm at, so if you ain't with this is your opportunity to quit fucking with me, like, because I'm letting you know where I'm at right now. And then she coming from just like, it sound cool, it's like, yeah, all right, you don't really know, nigga, I'm finna change your ass from getting a relationship. Didn't get the fuck around, ain't getting in a relationship, she upset, feeling like you should be somewhere, but they already let you know, so that's dumb as fuck on the other position. So, but that's because she not cool enough for herself to just accept the fact, all right, this ain't the nigga for me. Let me find somebody else, And, keeping it a buck. It's the same thing with dudes too. Same thing with dudes. Dudes will lie about being in love with a girl, lie about really wanting to be with her and shit, just to get in the draws, Just
to get some draws. See, we men,
just so do it.
Shame on you niggas, man. Do it, man. Shame on you niggas, man. It's never that serious.
Niggas do that all the time. Fucking around with a girl emotions and shit like that. So she thinking that y'all tight and some shit like that. Then when she find out you either fucking around or you're not really that deep, then she have like an understandable emotional response, you know, like trying to come at a dude, then niggas want to call it crazy. Like, nigga, like you been leading and dragging her ass on this whole time. Like, what the fuck you expect? You know,
you push your windows out, bro. That's your fault.
I mean, like, what the fuck you expect, dude? Like, I mean, like, just like keeping it a buck. Like, that's a lot of that is on you. You know, you should have handled that better. A lot of that is on you. So like, but you're not gonna come from an honest place. You know, like I said, like honesty requires authenticity. Like you gotta be authentic, like, with yourself first, in order to actually say that shit with some feeling behind it. You know, with some real meaning behind that shit. You know, so you gotta do that shit all the time, man.
You gotta be honest with yourself before you ask a motherfucker for their phone number.
You got to.
Like you said, what if she tell you no, and then you go back and say, "Man, I must be so ugly. She want to give me her phone number."
Exactly.
And the reality might be she just don't have her phone on her or some shit like that. She waiting for her new phone to come in the mail, like,
or she's probably just didn't just didn't want to
don't
fuck with you.
Want your ass.
Yeah, just didn't want to fuck with you. You know, might as well know. Look, I ain't trying to really fuck with no niggas. Right? It probably ain't got shit to do with you. It can just all be on her. Like, look, I don't. Like, she can just be like, I ain't just trying to fuck with nobody right now. Like, and that's cool. You know, like that's fucking normal. All right, shit, you ain't just trying to fuck with nobody. But like, I think that's the times like when the dudes be getting rejected, and then like dude can holler at a girl, like, hey girl, what's up, shorty? What's your number? Like, come here. She like, nah, like I'm good. Like, well, fuck you too, then, bitch. And I have these harsh, like reactions because dudes aren't, like I said, dudes aren't taught to to understand their emotions and to know how to react to certain situations. If a girl just tell you like, no, I'm good, like your response would be, all right then. You know, like, okay, no, like it ain't that deep. You know, like it's not that deep.
My married brother told me this, and it stuck with me ever since. He said, "My mama has told me no more than any woman has ever could. There's no way that you telling me no could hurt my feelings. My mama has told me no billions of fucking times.
That, man.
I've heard no a billion times before I seen you, so I'm okay with everything."
Like, some shit that I always went by was just like, man, it's a bunch of motherfuckers out here. Like, I'll be damned if I'm about to be just hung up over one rejection. You know, like one rejection. Like, man, like, you know, like you said, it's a bunch of people out here, man. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, we need to be more aware of the options. Like, we need like awareness in general, like general awareness. That would really bring these things to a different wave, just like a different wave. Yeah. So everybody's literally fighting. Niggas will probably fight over one girl. Not even trying to be funny. They'll fight over one girl when both of them can talk to her. Boom. They'll fight over this girl where she don't want to talk to none of them. They'll fight over this girl where they really like each other. So all the things that people need to be aware of, this is such a limited realm of thinking in our reality. And of always, like from top to bottom, the awareness and the thinking gauge needs to go up for these things to have a better effect on our community.
Yeah, and I think like if you know, for people, you know, everything like to grow. I said, like, people just gotta be cool with themselves. You know, man, like that's the number one thing. Like, even if you're in a multi-person, like a polyamorous like relationship, like, you got to know what you want out of that polyamorous relationship. You got to it's cool to start like a relationship with like sex being like the foundation. As long as everybody is cool with that, everybody understands that, then, you know, like, then y'all can go from there. Like, but you know, if you're one person or you want some more emotional shit, you know, like that's more important to you, then like you got all that shit's gotta be serious, man. Yeah, so like I don't think that that monogamous relationships are like done, like marriage is obsolete. Like, I just think like it's very much viable option, you know. I just think people just need to understand what it takes to have both relationships, you know, personally with themselves, and being able to be honest with the significant other.
It starts with you. So it starts with you. So you have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah,
so
if you're
honest with yourself, you getting into a monogamous relationship, you gonna disappoint one woman. Get into a poly relationship, now you disappointing two women. So it's really like you have to be aware of the load you take on. So like I said, I think I said the word awareness like 10 times in the past 2 minutes. Like,
it's real though,
you have to be aware of your own emotions. You have to be aware of their emotions. Now you jump into poly, you got to be aware of their emotions and their emotions, and then they might have somebody else. So you got to be aware of how that person affects their emotions.
Yep.
So it's like, and a lot of people. There's one thing I don't like about what I normally hear. They say that poly relationships are like just based on sex.
That's I don't like that same shit, man.
They take just as much work, if not more, to maintain. And I feel as if only monogamous relationships are validated in today's day and age.
Yeah, I feel the same.
If we were to go to a dinner party, whatever next project we got, take the fuck off. And you and Roberta come to the dinner party, and me and my 2 girlfriends come to the dinner party. They gonna roll their eyes at me and my 2 girlfriends, but they gonna clap for y'all. Everybody's happy and consenting and satisfied, but I'm still getting a side eye, bro.
True.
Just because they giving me a side eye.
True.
And like I said, nothing. In my opinion, nothing takes away from the other one. It's all a matter of choice.
Yeah. I mean, real shit. I mean, like some shit like that, like happened to me in real life. It was me, Roberta, and our friend Chastity. We was in the mall. We was all walking together, but they thought like we was like a throuple. So we was getting a bunch of like side eyes and shit. So yeah, like I know that's how it should be. I mean, yeah, it is right. Like that was a really good point. That like only the monogamous relationships are the ones that usually get validated in today's society, and I think it is changing, but I think it really needs to change so it can be more accepted for people to seek out non-traditional relationships, because everybody ain't built for this married life.
Yeah, we're not even.
Everybody ain't built for it.
Bro, there's nothing traditional about 2020.
Yeah, that's true.
So we need to accept that. Like, some things we need to start building our own new traditions and realities and standards. Like the shit that they was doing back in the day, it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So what the fuck you making these work out for us?
Exactly, man. Yeah, you definitely in line about that, man. But I feel like we hit this topic up, man. I feel like we went all into the depths of it and shit. I feel like we kept it a buck.
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
All right, man. Well, we'll be right back with the next segment. All right, we back, and this is for our segment Internet Fuckery, where we either bring up some memes to share and talk about, or we bring up a wild internet debate. And I got an internet debate for us today, and this was funny. Man, this was fun. It's funny to me. So, is it more offensive if the person they cheat with is worse or better looking than you? Which one gonna hit you the hardest? If it's an ugly nigga she cheat on you with, or is a nigga that's got a way better than you? Which one gonna be?
Funny. I think it's just like anything else, though. It all depends on the person. So you got 2 different avenues to be hurt. Okay, I'm gonna present the scenario. I'm dating Sally Sue. Right? Turns out Sally Sue fucking off on me. Sally Sue fucking off with Drake. Like, damn, I'm hurt. Like, probably the most spoiling this nigga in the whole world.
I mean, it's like, it's gonna hit you. Either way it's going, you get hit with some shit. But like the thing with this, it's just like they hitting you different, but they hitting you different in different ways. It's like, she cheated on me with like an ugly nigga. Like, I'm gonna be upset, and it's gonna hit me with some shit like, damn, am I ugly? What the fuck is going on with me? Like I'm not good enough.
If she fuck with an ugly nigga, bro, this is what I'm gonna say. Like, damn, bro, that nigga personality must be cold. Hey, I gotta do something with myself.
Keeping it a buck, if she cheat on me with an ugly nigga, I'm gonna feel like my sex is bad, like or some shit. I mean, because like, yo, like for real though. But then she fucking like cheat on you with somebody that's way more like off than you and shit.
To the party with Calvin Johnson. Y'all just broke up. You come to the party with Calvin Johnson.
I mean, like at that point, you like, what the man? Like, well, shit. Like, I know I can't compete. Like, you can't compete. Like, like you know you ain't got shit on that person. It's like, well, damn. Like, I get it, but damn, bitch, for real. Like, like which one worse?
Which one? I think poor is worse. Like anything that you consider less than you will be worse because at least you better than that nigga, but she's still fucking him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you never be that much better than him because she's still fucking him.
Hey, man, hey, you got that shit, man. Yeah.
I can accept the baller nigga hitting my girl because he got money. Because if you got money, you can pretty much do whatever you want. You got to charge that to the game.
You got to charge that one to the game.
Got to.
Like, yeah, because that's when you be like, damn, like, I get it. Like, but then too, you gonna be getting clowned a lot. Like my niggas like, oh, let's say your girl cheating you with like Trey Songz, like, oh, you that nigga like Trey Songz girl you took.
I heard Trey Songz was fucking your bitch, cuz.
Yeah, like, I heard, oh, that nigga wrote that one song about her and shit, man. Like, I took you from your nigga. Like, at that point, like, nah, if it's that type of level of disrespect, I don't know, man. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. Like, I'm gonna give it a buck. I'm ready to fight every time, I hear some shit like that going,
Like, that's definitely
that shit hit different. That hit different, man.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. That's gonna hit different. Like,
that hit different, man.
And me personally, in this conversation, I'm thinking about top tier niggas. Like, like what if you make Roberta mad one day and then she walked the door with Obama? Like, what? I can't compete with Barack Obama.
Hey, man. On the real, I probably try to fight Obama. I feel like I'll beat Obama ass. So I had to get that one. And like, like I know he got the Secret Service niggas with him, so beating his ass might not be an option. I'm just gonna try to fuck Michelle. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna try to fuck Michelle. I'm hitting them Shasha and Malia like, hey, I'm your new stepdaddy, Daddy Jamm over here.
That's the differences between men and women. Yeah. A woman is going to look for an upgrade. She's looking for somebody that's better than you. Yo, fucking a man, he just wants some pussy. Sometimes, generally speaking, he just wants some ass. Roberta gonna go out and get Michelle. She'll go out and get Barack Obama.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I feel like I'm gonna have to try to fuck Michelle. I feel like I got to.
You gotta get your revenge.
I got to. Because it gotta be on both of them. Because I gotta prove to myself I can get somebody at the same caliber. I gotta make sure that's known. I gotta make sure I gotta prove it to them and myself. Shit, because at that point I need to prove it to me too. That I can get somebody at that same caliber and to be like, fuck them. I feel like I gotta do the same shit. Like, you gonna break up my relationship? I'm breaking up your relationship, nigga. Like, back at you, nigga. But like, if it's like, let's just say like, if it's somebody, like, it's just somebody like and like, let's say, like, not necessarily like no like celebrity like level shit like that. Just somebody that's let's say like she fuck with your boss. Like she know he make more money than you. She think she think like he better looking than you. Like,
oh, that's you talk about you doing that to get back. Like, what did I do to you to make you do that? That's what I have to ask. Am I really that bad for you to be fucking on my boss?
See, that's some shit. Girl. That's some
you
shit.
Savage motherfucker. You savage.
That's some shit. Like,
we said that, boy.
They had to mow that shit over again. Like,
so imagine, bro. Oh my god, bro. He fucking your wife, and when that nigga say do something, you gotta do it.
Man, like.
No, bro. You can't. I'm losing that job or that woman, bro. That's too much stress. Somebody gotta go.
That's too much. That's too much. All right, let's break it down to which one. I'm gonna go with. I think it's worse if it's somebody. Shit. I don't know. I thought I had it. I think it's gonna be worse if it's somebody that I feel like is doing better than me or people feel like is more attractive to me. Cause I feel like the other person is gonna try to stunt a lot, and then I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to scrap. We're gonna have to scrap or if it's like if it's like a dude like let's just say like some other dude and I feel like doing better than me or feel like look better than me. Then like, and she cheat with him, then I gotta fuck his mom. I got to. Like I gotta bring out some ultra level like petty shit.
All the niggatry coming out at its best.
All the niggatry coming out. Like all that shit's coming out. Like a grill finna magically appear in my mouth and shit, nigga. Like you finna see a tattoo just start popping up on my faces and shit. Like all the extreme niggatry finna pop up like at that point. So yeah, I think that one's worse. So for me, I think
for me, I can for sure say it'd be two different hurts.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's gonna be two different hurts.
I can't say much about a nigga like looking better than me. That's nothing. Like looks is subjective. Like I'm really be turned up if she like fuck my boss. Like, it ought to be like the stat.
Ain't letting that one go.
Yeah, I can't. Like I write books. I'm just a regular guy that's trying to write books to get out the hood. She walked through the door with Stephen King. Bitch, when you start fucking with Stephen King? So that'll be a lot harder for me to personally live with. If you just, if you fucking off on a lower level, it's gonna burn me up. But I can personally move past that one easier than the latter.
Hey, what? I can't say shit about that, man. Like, niggas getting they feels thinking about that shit. Like, man, nah, man, fuck that. Oh, we'll be right back with our next segment. All right, welcome back to Keep the Buck Podcast. We're hitting up our last segment, the head to head, where we pick two items or people or events, any two things, put them head to head. For this one, I wanted to do it's as far like the breakfast eaters. This is a classic debate: pancakes versus the waffles. Who you got?
Oh, when I was a kid, I used to fuck with waffles real heavy, heavier than pancakes. Can't tell you why I was a kid. Now, I just made these dog ass breakfast sandwiches the other day, and it was waffles. That sandwich was waffles though, and them bitches hit so good. But I had to use pancake mix to make the waffles. So
you don't know if that count.
I don't know if it count. But as an adult, I haven't had waffles the same way I did when I was a kid. I've had pancakes a lot more as an adult. Yeah. So now as an adult, pancakes if they done right. But when was the last time you had just like a regular Eggo waffle, like one of them type of Johns?
I mean, I eat waffles. Like, I'm a waffle man. I haven't had no Eggo waffle in a minute. Like
we getting the big ass to press the Belgian boys.
Yeah, like we make our boys. I'm gonna make sure like hey, we would have ran through like two waffle makers. Like hey, I had a waffle maker where it was like a double board. Like you fill in one side, you flip it over, and you fill over the other side. Like I be in this waffle game. Like it's definitely gonna be waffles for me. But I'll put some respect on Pancakes' name because cause like the stacks has been heavy in the game for a minute. I ain't gonna hold them up. But with the waffles, man, cause waffles you can have them boys as a dessert as well as just like a hearty meal. Yeah. Niggas, then if you want to throw on cause it's a place down here where they make waffles. It's called Liège and Dairy. Like they make waffles, right? Like Liège waffles, but they put ice cream, their home ice cream and shit like on top of them hoes. That shit is good.
Waffles are definitely more versatile. I feel
like waffles are versatile, man. Chicken and waffles.
Oh no, I've never. Yeah, exactly. I've never been to a rib and pancake spot.
Exactly. It's acceptable to eat. Like the thing with waffles, like you can eat them boys for breakfast. That's good ass brunch food, like I said, and dinner with the chicken and waffles. Chicken and waffles can be for brunch or they can be for dinner. Niggas eat them shits just for both, and niggas be having like dessert waffles and everything.
I like the way waffles hold the syrup though. I know you like the little pockets on them.
Your shit gonna be contained. You ain't gotta worry about your shit everywhere. You don't got if you got like a plate full of shit, you put some syrup on there. You ain't gotta worry about that syrup hitting the grits and everything. You don't worry about the syrup hitting like the sausage and all that. You ain't gotta worry about it in the bacon and shit. You ain't gotta worry about that with a waffle. Waffle, like, nigga, I got you. We solid. I got it. It's right here, nigga. Like it's right here, nigga. Pancake, that shit loose. That shit loose.
It's just shit gonna drip all over the fucking place.
And waffles, you can have the boys at different times of day. I mean, different types of meals. Pancakes is strictly a breakfast food.
Yeah,
You're not
I
having
agree.
pancakes
Okay,
and shit
so
else. So I gotta go with the waffles.
so I can say I'm team waffle then. As a kid, no, when I was a kid, I for sure was a waffle man. Now as an adult, like I said, the last time I actually had some waffles was when I made them sandwiches. But any other time, I'm just eating pancakes for breakfast when my friend make them. But it's like now, just like now that we really talk about it, I get to soak this shit in. Like waffles be giving motherfuckers the hands.
Waffles be good, man. Like I said, like I put some respect on Pancakes' name. Pancakes is easy to make. You heard? Yeah. Get them hoes.
Well, actually, pancakes are waffles in a base form anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like once a pancake goes Super Saiyan, it become the waffle. That's what happened. Like when it goes Super Saiyan, it become the waffle. That bitch gotta get a little thickness, transform and shit, you know. And with waffles too, you hitting different like consistencies with that whole too. You have like the crispy on the outside, but fluffy on the inside and shit like that. So you can use two different like little textural profiles. You're like, okay, like, all right, then waffle show out then. Like show out then waffle. Like,
versatile, man.
Versatile with
I
it.
agree.
You know, I mean, hey, like I get with the pancakes. You can mix pretty much anything in a damn batter. You know, like it's easy and it's quick and easy to make, but hey, don't nothing good come easy. You gotta go with the waffle.
Facts though, yeah, you gotta put in a little bit more work to get your waffle.
You gotta put more work. You put it out, let you know that shit worth it. like
no,
this for the slap.
Okay, yeah.
Like this shit for the slap, man. To me, waffles smell better when they cooking too. Pancakes cool, but like because waffles in that waffle iron, that steam shit get to come out, you're like, oh my nigga, you be doing the bird, man. like my nigga.
For real. Like when I tell you, bro, them breakfast sandwiches I made was good as fuck, my nigga. Man. Them sandwiches hit.
Well, I can tell you, like you can do some shit with waffles. You can do some shit with waffles like you just like doing with pancakes. And so like if you see a nigga eating a pancake with a steak or a burger or some shit with any other type of meat, you look at them niggas like they kind of crazy, like. Well, what the fuck is you on, man? But let's say you eat a burger with a waffle bun, you might be on some shit. like you might be on some shit. Niggas gotta think about that right there. Like hang on, hang on. You might be doing some shit with that one. You know, like but pancakes don't translate like that. Mm-hmm. They within the breakfast realm. Like that's what the
exactly.
Said.
Yeah, pancakes they can't branch off. They just
they one trick pony. Like that's it.
Hardly brunch, but they really stuck in breakfast.
Yeah, like you don't even see pancakes in brunch like that. Like you know, like the biggest appeal, like with pancakes when you're going out, like you know the shit don't really slap like that. If like the biggest selling point for getting pancakes is we'll just give you a whole bunch of them, like just unlimited. Like we'll just keep giving them you the most. Like when that's an appeal, that's a deal to buy it. Like that ain't the shit.
Put it like this: the IHOP is the IHOP, the Waffle House is the Waffle House. Niggas know go far in the Waffle House. Just little IHOP, a Waffle House.
Okay,
you gotta know how to fight to work at the Waffle House.
and the boys 24 hours. You go to the any time of the day. 24 hours, just go in there, go and get you some waffles, get waffed up. I mean, hey man, like it's the waffles. It's the waffles for me, man. Team W. W for the dub. Oh man, but it's been another episode of Keeping It a Buck podcast. I'm your man Jamm. Got Xavier with me, and we out.